Hello, what's going on, guys? Fate here. Welcome back to the channel. Today, I am telling you how I was wrong about Mr. Gouging Fire. Um, so I played in the Smogon draft. Oh shit, shit's definitely coming through. I played in the the Smogon draft, National Dex UBERS tournament, and I picked up Gouging Fire. So today we're going to go over all my pools matches and why I was wrong about Gouging Fire. So we have 3 games to go over in my pools matches. So I'll give you a brief overview of my prep for each game, and then we'll go through the replay and sort of just talk about it and show off some Gouging Fire absolute demolishing demonstration of power from Gouging Fire. So, the first game, I think I have the first game's prep open. Yeah. So, the first game, I believe I should have the matchup on your screen. We played against a Yveltal Mega Metagross team that also had a Lugia. And to be honest, I felt like this team was not as good as mine. Straight up. I felt like this team was not as good as my team. And sort of the first thing that I noticed was that the ground type was Great Tusk, which gets absolutely destroyed by RCS Electric, which I picked up on my team. So that's the first thing that I put on. I just put on a straight up offensive Calm Mind RCS Electric with Judgment and Surf. And this is pretty much should just destroy his team. I probably, looking at like the actual matchup, it probably should have been like Ice Beam or something instead of Surf, because it does get Ice Beam, right? I guess it yeah, it does. So yeah, it probably should have been Ice Beam instead of Surf, but yeah, I just thought this mon absolutely destroyed my opponent's team. Not good resistance on the team, so that's just sort of what I went with immediately. And it was going to be the focal point of the team. Then we just have this Yveltal, utility Yveltal with Oblivion Wing, Knockoff, U-Turn, and Roost. Pretty simple stuff. Yeah, it's just going to click Knock against most of the things. Can switch into pretty much everything if it needs to, and it can give me some nice momentum. Then we got Fluttermane, Shadow Ball, Moonblast, Mystical Fire, Memento. Pretty standard. Doesn't have a lot on his team to take those hits. Groudon, Precipice Blade, Stone Edge, Stealth Rock, Swords Dance, with a pretty interesting EV spread there. I think it's supposed to be able to take on the Metagross, if I recall a little bit. And then obviously we have Swords Dance and Stone Edge to hit the Yveltal and the Lugia. And then we want to put up the rocks. But now is the big Gouging Fire, which obviously I paired with my Groudon to do these sorts of things. To click Dragon Dance and just start clicking the moves, and in this matchup, it had the moves for everything, and if it's under the sun, it's going to kill everything. I fully admit that. So y'all will see what he does. He's sort of the, I would say, one of the win conditions here. Obviously, it's UBERS, and so the game can sort of take several ways it can go, right? Obviously, my Arceus could maybe just snowball away, and then I have Fluttermane, which is super fast, and then I have this guy also super fast. Yeah, this mon is kind of just your, I think I'm going to use it more early game to U-turn around, get momentum, and then obviously we have the Rapid Spin to hopefully clear that away for Mr. Gouging Fire to put the work in later. So that is the prep. Let's go ahead and get to the game. Okay, we are here into the game, and you can see the what my opponent brought. Why does my shit insist on doing this, man? Yeah, you can see the matchup. Pretty much brought everything that you would have expected. We actually see no Great Tusk, so there's literally nothing stopping Arceus from clicking Judgment ever. Other notable things that they did not bring, probably just like the Latias, because it did kind of wall my Arceus, because I think I brought the not the most optimal set. And they also don't bring their own Arceus, which I thought was bad because obviously I'm putting up the drought for them. So I was kind of worried about their own Arceus, but they ended up not bringing it. I just lead my Pheromosa. I just thought it was going to be a pretty simple lead straight off the bat. So we get a really easy U-turn there as they lead Meowscarada, probably trying to get up their hazards. And then we get Arceus in, and we're pretty much just going to click Judgment here. I see no reason not to, and I just throw it off. They go into their only resist. Could have probably gotten 2-code there, but I decided to get out and go to my Yveltal. Felt pretty free. They do triple axle me here, and it kind of does do a lot, but it's not a big deal, actually, though, because we're just going to kill it with knockoff. So I think overall, a decent start. We do end up losing my Yveltal here to the Metagross, but if you just take a look at my opponent's team, Yveltal, like, it was really good for Lugia, but I still have my Fluttermane and my Arceus. For Lugia, it's probably, like, not very good into pretty much the rest of their team. So I think it's fine. And I want to get the Rapid Spin off here before I go my Groudon. But we get really lucky here as they... Dude. I think this is not OBS doing that. I think this is just the website, which is interesting. But yeah, so I want to get the Rapid Spin off. We get lucky with a miss there, and then we get a U-turn off. And Groudon obviously takes no damage there. We put up my rocks, which is nice. And then take a Dark Pulse as I throw Stone Edge. Not a big deal to me. And then I go Arceus here. Because I knew Arceus would probably be able to eat anything Yveltal's clicking, to be honest with you. I will just throw my Judgment off. And I feel like we're in a pretty good spot at this point. As they go Metagross again, and I just kill it. And that play, I feel like Metagross was, like, obviously their last good threat there. So I think them throwing away the Metagross there was pretty bad. But if you also take a look at my team, Metagross was outsped by 3 of my 5, and it wasn't going to kill Gouging Fire in one hit. So I could sort of understand the play, hoping you can live like a roll or something, you know. And then he goes Lugia. Here I learned that Lugia is an absolute fat fuck, dude. Because I just try to calm mind up on it. I figured I would get toxic, but like I was like, it's fine. I'll just Judgment it. And here I knew Lugia was a fat fuck, right? I didn't know Lugia was fat like that, bro. 45 from +1 Judgment, dude. That is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. So I go to my Pheromosa. I was trying to sack it, but like if I can get a U-turn off, that's cool. And then I go Fluttermane because I know I'm gonna eat it. Yeah, this is the website. What the fuck? That's strange, man. Yeah. So I go for my Fluttermane because I know it's gonna eat anything, and I just throw off my Shadow Ball. Does a shit ton of damage, which will bring in their own King Gambit, but that's fine. I can just go Groudon, and not really worry about it, and then just swing into it because I know I have my Gouging Fire coming after, and it pretty much will for sure kill this King Gambit if they stay in because I'm living any hit. And then at this point I'm pretty sure I can just set up on this and take the game from here with big Gouging Fire, and that's what I do. I just DD get a big Thunder Fang off, and then even though the sun goes away, they're still in Thunder Fang range here, and then the Lugia is in range where it'll be 2-code by my Thunder Fang. So I have a really solid first game of my pool here, and Gouging Fire absolutely comes through in the late game with his bulk, so I could not be cheesed by you know him, cheesed by the cheeser. So let's go ahead and get to the prep for the next one. So I will say that my preps were a little quick. I may have done a little bit of 20-minute prepping, maybe less than that. So I haven't reviewed this prep since I played the game. So, you know, there's a chance that some of my prep is absolutely horrendous. But You can see the matchup on your screen. I got Latios first. I felt like Latios was fine here because it outsped Reshiram and Zekrom, but then I didn't end up bringing a Dragon move, which was interesting. Interesting decision for sure. I think I wanted to bring this though mostly because it was a decent check to the Arceus water. And then if I set up Calm Minds, I could maybe snowball if Chien-Pao is dead. Of course, I probably should have brought Psyshock because they have a Florges. So, yeah, a lot of things I think with this Latios set that I think should have been different or improved. But that's okay, man. That's all right. Yeah. Next up, we got the Arceus Electric. Pretty standard set here. I have like a semi-offensive, bulky one because I felt like I didn't need a lot of speed on it. So we have a lot of bulk, and then we're still modest though with 136 investment. So it should still do pretty good damage. And then we have also got Stealth Rocks on it. So a nice like utility offensive Arceus Electric because the stats are just infinite, man. So you can really make it do several things. Yveltal, knockoff U-turn, taunt, roost. Just a nice utility mon for the matchup. Groudon is here to put up the spikes and just do huge damage. We have Precipice Blades, Heat Crash, Earthquake, Spikes. Pretty standard, I feel like. He just 3 attacks plus a hazard. Pheromosa with the Focus Sash again. Close Combat, U-turn, Lunge, Rapid Spin. Didn't really need a third move, so I was like, well, if I want to click a bug move and not leave, we can kick Lunge. And yeah, it just has the Sash. Hopefully make it a nice lead, and then maybe we can get a Rapid Spin off as well. And then we have Fluttermane with the Choice Scarf, with Shadow Ball, Moonblast, Thunder, and Memento. I definitely felt a lot less confident in this prep. I felt like the matchup was a little harder as well. Yeah, I think there's a lot I would change about this prep if I could redo it. But that's what I brought to the game. So let's go ahead and get into the game. Okay, we're here. We're here. So, okay, we are here, and so the I think I already reintroduced that, but then I paused so I could watch the game real quick before I started commentating it. So first thing that we notice is that both dragons are here. Arceus Water is here. Solgaleo, one of the UBERS that's not here, and we do see Chien-Pao. So really, all the mons that I mentioned that like could have been issues, kind of here, man. Like Chien-Pao does work. It is slower than my Fluttermane and my Pheromosa, but the rest of the mons it absolutely fucking destroys. So we got to deal with that. But let's just go ahead and just let's just get into. Dude, are you fucking serious? Let's just get into the match here. I just lead. I lead my Groudon actually. I guess I wanted to get the spikes up early. That feels fine. I'm sure I clicked spike here. I clicked Earthquake. That did do a lot, to be fair. And to be honest with you, I wish I would have just like clicked Precipice Blades or Earthquake on that next turn, because my opponent's Arceus reveals to be in prison, which is interesting, right? And then I switch out because I'm like, oh, he's gonna start Calm Minding up on me, I guess. It turns out I think I maybe am just supposed to swing with my Arceus Electric though, because I think there's a pretty good chance I just do enough damage to stop him from setting up, right? If I just swing. Instead, I switched to my Latios, and then I knew I was in prison, so I can't Calm Mind. So I don't know why the fuck I did that. That was honestly, genuinely a terrible play, because Latios only checks this if it can also Calm Mind next to it. Genuinely a terrible play. But then I go with my Pheromosa, and I'm like, all right. This will successfully stop him from setting up at least, because I'll just spam CC. He won't be able to click Calm Mind ever. So we'll spin the Pheromosa here, getting damage off. But you'll see in the next couple turns following this, I just like don't play. I just completely misplay around this Arceus. I don't do anything right. Because you see I go Yveltal here, and I think for some reason I thought I was faster. which obviously is stupid as shit because Yveltal is way slower. I get a taunt off, and I get a knockoff off, which pretty much does nothing, because you'll see I go my Flutter Mane next, and I just throw Memento to make my Groudon live. And then the taunt ends. So I pretty much could have just gone Flutter Mane first and Mementoed and still had a Yveltal, which would have helped, I think, later. But we do Precipice Blades, we do kill the Arceus, and then out comes Xianpao. And I pretty much just have to let Groudon go down and go my Arceus, and hope Arceus can just sort of do what he needs to do. But we Judgment, Xianpao lives, which is tough, which we had a little bit more investment, I guess. Yeah, pretty tough one here. I think you can see the writings on the wall now, because obviously the Pheromos is still here. As we go Latios, yeah, it's pretty much over here, and I wish I could tell you if this was OBS or if this was the website. Man, that is frustrating. But yeah, the game's over here. Yeah, we're not gonna be able to bring it back. I just got completely outplayed. Wasn't really ready for the Imprison set, and then I just completely misplayed around it. Like, genuinely some awful gameplay. Yeah, genuinely awful gameplay. But let's see what I do in the next one. Okay, and here's my prep for the final game. And immediately, Arceus Electric, he's back. He's ready for some more. And if you take a look at my opponent's team, we're facing another Great Tusk ground type, which pretty much just means I'm going to bring the same shit, because it's just going to put in the work, man. It's just going to put in the work. And I do think Surf, I mean, Surf is definitely worse than Ice Beam here too, but it's fine. That's what I ran, so it is what it is. But yeah, same thought process. And we bring Scarf, Flutter Mane again, Shadow Ball, Moonblast, Psyshock, Mystical Fire. The idea with this one is I'll be able to revenge Mega Mints, which is definitely super important. And then we'll also speed tie any opposing Flutter Mane. Greninja, I think with the Battle Bomb boost, will outspeed. So all those things I think were important to have some type of contingency for. And the easiest way to do that was just with Scarf Flutter Mane. It also could have been Boost Energy, obviously, but I think Scarf is a little bit better, a little bit more consistent throughout the game. Then we bring a pretty much a similar, or is this is the exact same set I think that I brought in the first game, except we have Stealth Rock instead, and then I think we're Spadef instead. And sort of the idea with this set, I think, is I wanted to be able to switch into, I think, the Raging Bolt and the Arceus Steel a little bit, and then obviously we have Stone Edge to hit the Ho-Oh and things like that. Yveltal, pretty standard. I feel like Yveltal's kind of ass. It's not ass, but I felt like it was super underwhelming compared to what I wanted it to be. Perhaps I'm just playing awful with it though, and I should just spam Dark Pulse, brother. You know, there's a chance. But Yveltal, pretty standard. I felt like it just switches into most things decently well on my opponent's team. And then Metagross makes his appearance off the bench with Meteor Mass, Ice Punch, Zen Headbutt, and Stealth Rock. With the Sash on. I don't know if I said that already or not, but saying it again. And really, this Wildland's mostly just here for the Mega Mints. But just having a Sash in general is pretty good against my opponent. If Greninja gets out of hand, we have the Sash plus the Meteor Mash, Serp, whatever you can think of, whatever you name, we got it. And we have another secondary rocker as well, so that helps. And then, of course, Gouging Fire is back with Flare Blitz, Earthquake, Stone Edge, Dragon Dance, holding the weakness policy with a lot of speed, some attack, and a lot of HP. So we definitely just want to get this weakness policy popped and win the game with it. So let's get into the battle. Okay, we are here, everybody. We are here. My opponent pretty much brings everything I would have expected them to bring. No Great Tusk again, so my Arceus Electric just gets to click its moves. But other than that, pretty much brings everything you would have thought. Maybe Raging Bolt over the Superior or something like that. But overall, pretty much exactly what I would have expected coming into the game. So, yeah, nothing too crazy there. Dude, are you fucking kidding me? I just moved it. Yeah, so nothing crazy going into the game. I decided to lead my Yveltal here. I felt like it was a decent lead into everything, just considering its bulk and like combination with its damage. But I just take an Ice Beam, which does a shit ton of damage. You see its Expert Belt, which sort of makes sense. I mean, I just wish that like it wouldn't move like that, man. It just like doesn't move like that on anything else. But it's fine. It's fine. And then we just throw a knockoff. We do a lot of damage, and at this point, I'm just like, eh. I mean, Yveltal can just go down, man. It's fine. I bring him out Flutter Mane and throw Shadow Ball. Does nothing to Ho-Oh because he's a fat fuck, certified. We go Groudon. Get a pretty sick dodge there. I'm not gonna lie. But we'll take it, and we do Stone it. I just click Stone Edge hard, and he just lets his Salamence take, or they, I don't know. They just let their Salamence take like 70, which is interesting. And then I go my Metagross on the Mints, I think. Throw Ice Punch. What happened there, actually? Hold on. Yeah, we did just go Metagross hard on the Salamence. And then I just throw Ice Punch as they go Serp. And then I dodge a Sacred Fire. I think I just put up the rocks. So you can see, I like just like let shit go down in UBERS for some reason, which I think, I mean, obviously it's worked for me like somewhat well so far. Can you just fucking work, man? I'm not asking for a lot, dog. But yeah, it's worked for me so far, but I did definitely get lucky with a couple of Sacred Fire misses early on. And then go Arceus after, because I'm like, Arceus probably set up on this. I don't think it's going to do enough damage. So that's just what I do. I just bring in my Arceus. I think I just click Judgment Raw first, or actually Recover, and then I just Judgment after. He Mega Evolves. He probably tries to get a swing off of it before it's going to die. But we are max speed, so I believe that's a speed tie, and we take a dub there. So definitely some lucky things happening so far early on. And they bring out their Arceus and start Calm Minding up. And I'm like, I don't really want to do this. So I just go my Groudon. They do unfortunately Judgment first, but judging by that damage, even if they Calm Minded again and the Judgmented after, I'm pretty sure Groudon was super dead. But that's fine, because I put up the sun. And you know who's coming out with the sun up? It's big Gouging Fire. And if you take a look at my opponent's team, we have the attack boost. And if we get a DD up, we're going to outspeed and kill everything. But I say, what if the Flutter Mane? What if the Flutter Mane is Scarf? What if the Superior is Scarf? Or something like that. So I get up a second Dragonite, because I know it doesn't matter. And then we throw Earthquake, because we're not taking that recoil. And then really just this is the moment of truth. We just got to hit a Stone Edge. We hit the Stone Edge. And from here, we are home free. We're just going to be able to click Earthquake pretty much against everything. They go Gren. That's Earthquaked. And we managed to take the game. And I think that these few pools matches, to me, have really proved that I was wrong about Gouging Fire. And that Gouging Fire is actually quite good. Now, of course, I made that video in regards to, you know, standard OU. But in draft, I will say, I was absolutely wrong about Gouging Fire. Gouging Fire is really good. Gouging Fire is really good. But yeah, that was my NatDex UBERS tournament pool run. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like it if you like it, and subscribe for more. Catch you guys next time.